And welcome back to Dresden. What can I say? This one is going to be a bittersweet video because the game has been called. The umpire, you have to admire his ambition to run a game of this size all on his own, but he's decided that it's a bit too much. We've all been there. We all have these awesome ideas to run legendary battles, and we always think that we can do it without assistance. I've been there. I've done it myself, and he's had to call it. I will also just briefly say the guy running it also had a YouTube channel. Picture of his channel up on the screen there. He's a nice guy. I quite like watching some of his videos now that I've discovered who he is, and please do subscribe to him as well. But it left me with a decision to make. You know, I've made these videos, I might as well produce them, put them up on the channel, because, well, even though it was a relatively short game, shorter than most, there's still a lot I personally learned from it. And to be completely honest with you, I was looking forward to a complete arse kicking. I thought, yeah, it would have been the best arse kicking that I could have ever received, because, as I mentioned on the last video, we definitely poked the bear. The game ended up looking something akin to this. It's not too far off. We're not going to put down the disruption markers and what have you, but the 100th line was looking a bit shabby. They were looking tired already, fighting off the Prussians for about an hour. Some of our troops were shattered, but I do believe that, you know, we managed to shake off the immense cavalry charges. Like I said, coming uphill here on the charge. It may not be as steep as a hill that I once thought, but it's still uphill. Still in battlefield conditions. The horses are going to get tired, and as soon as you hit, well, your cohesion as a unit is pretty much gone, and the horses are spent. They don't want to charge again, especially into fire. So a lot of these Prussian horse, they're pretty much a spent force. But they did manage to get some horse guns up here. It's not the horse guns piece, but you know, I just grabbed it anyway. And yeah, it just goes to show that if anything is going to be learnt from this game, is that I probably need to listen to my subordinates a bit more. You know, I maybe don't come in thinking you're hot shit, Pumphouse, and say, that hill. No, they're not going to go for that hill. No, what are you talking about? But just goes to show that anything can happen. And yeah, my opponent in the Prussian army over here did his thing, saw that we'd left it open. Go grab it, it will be a thorn in their side, and it will piss off their plans, and so it did. But yeah, like I said, I was looking forward to a good arse kicking, as I did actually see a screenshot from the opposing side that was put up in the general's channel, and this is pretty much it. We've got 4 divisions worth of Prussian infantry at least, with one in reserve over here. Kind of one trying to make its way around to the hill here to try and take it and keep it. We did have a friendly corps sitting on our right that hadn't moved off yet, that was also providing fire into onto this hill here actually. But yeah, mistakes were made. I'm not gonna deny it. And that's why I thought, hey, you know, keep this series published, and just publish it anyway, because if I could go back in time and grab myself by the shirt and say, no, listen to your subordinates. Do not leave this hill uncontested, and maybe, actually definitely, don't be so lackadaisical in thinking that just because you think that no one wants to fight at 6, 7 in the morning doesn't mean that they necessarily won't come back and show you what for, given the time to do so. On reflection, yeah, I was very slow. I was very slow at giving my orders because, given the briefing, given the situation, we wanted to be kind to our troops, or at least some of them. We wanted to scare the Prussians, and well, the scare tactic didn't work, did it? We slapped them, and they came back and punched us 10 times as hard, or at least they would have, and it would have been a real enjoyable ass kicking once it had occurred. We did actually have also some friendly artillery sitting over by, what seems to be some kind of almshouse, or maybe even like a farm or something on the outskirts here. Maybe like a manor house with a little battery. It would have been supported by infantry, I'm sure, further over this way, laying in to fire. But I mean, it would have been a tough job, and I think I would have probably seen my entire corps completely bollocksed up. I would have had to go back to Napoleon at the end of the day, and while I was still confident that we would have held, it would have been held to pay with the amount of losses that we had suffered. I don't think it would have been sustainable. But my final orders before the game was called was I was just going to throw these hussars in. Why not? Just stop this division from moving into this ground. And I was also did a death charge for the 100 line. Whether they would have done it or not, I don't think so. And then we were going to basically just move these guys again into the gap, form a line as best as we could, and try and repel this attack. Just chuck more men into the meat grinder. It was a very basic, very basic tactic. But maybe if the dice would have gone our way, we could have made the difference. Berthzen over here was, just basically got one round off, and then the game was called, I guess. But yeah, this field over here would have been a bit of carnage for the next couple of hours, that's for sure. But yeah, it was a fun experience, and like I said, it's a shame that the game didn't go on as much as I hoped it would have. But hey, I learnt my lesson. Listen to your subordinates. Don't leave a hill undefended. And if you're going to make an attack, don't make it be a tickle. Don't tickle them. It's probably a bad idea, because once the fight starts, well, yeah, the enemy will want to fight. But yeah, these games, when they're called, you just have to learn your lessons from them, from what you can take. But I am very sad to see the game end. I thought this was going to be a classic, and in many ways, actually, maybe it was, But I guess we'll never know now. Yeah. And yeah, apologies to Clapperreedy as well. maybe we'll meet again under more favourable circumstances on the battlefield, and who knows, maybe he can get me captured in some future battle. We hope so. But yeah, that's it. Just a small little mini series to say that yeah, I certainly learnt my lessons, and I look forward to the next one, and I hope you do too. And please, if you've gotten to the end, please leave a comment and subscribe if you want to see more shenanigans. And yeah, we'll see you on the next one.